document to be adopted, seconded by Andrew. Put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Elected members' appointments to external bodies. Well, let's just do the Local Government New Zealand 2017 Conference and Awards first, because I had some advice from Joe, and it's how many people? Sorry.
26.
Right. Christchurch City Council is entitled to 4 members around the table at the AGM, with no limit on the number of observers who sit at the back of the room and do not have speaking rights. There you go. Just saying. So I've already registered, so you have to see me. And anyway, I'm speaking at the conference, and I don't think they're paying for my airfare. Yeah, I know. And other elected members. So, are you asking to be one of them?
No.
A question.
So, because previously my understanding was that we kind of adopted that with we've got 4 reps, and we would alternate every other year rather than send the same people every year, and that enabled other people to go, as councillors, which I thought was quite good. So we don't send 10 people all at once, but we actually just, have a bit of a rotation. But the only other question I had was that, and I appreciate that Melanie Coker is the Zone 5 Community Board representative. We've also got Alexandra Davids, who's on our community board, who's part of the, I forget what they call it, the young local government elected members group.
Yeah.
And I just thought, given our commitment to A, community boards, and B, to young people, I wondered whether she could be considered for approval, or whether you would want something coming from the community board. But
no, I think that's perfectly acceptable. It's she was at last year's conference.
And she paid a lot of that herself.
I know,
and it was very expensive.
Yeah. And this is Auckland now, and that was Dunedin.
Yeah.
So no, I'm very happy. What's her name again?
Alexandra Davids.
Right. Authorise. But if you do a separate, just copy authorise Melanie Coker's one.
That should have been covered.
So copy item 3.
That's embarrassing.
And create a new para. And then change Melanie Coker to Alexandra Davids.
I thought we were adding it was both.
And then put as the but it's not part of the community board executive committee. So can you take out that whole thing until you get to attend? So leave to attend. No, leave that. Okay, authorise.
I think it's great. Just let go on.
As a member of the young elected, as the young elected group or something. I mean, do we know the name of it?
The young ones.
Through you, we'll add the appropriate phrase into the resolution.
Yeah, okay.
Young elected members group.
Yeah. Members group. As a member of the young elected members group, to attend the Local Government New Zealand, and that the council pay for her conference travel and accommodation costs.
And I'm not keen to go, so just so.
Okay.
If she's
all right. So we've got. So can I just have an indication of 3 other members who definitely want to go to the conference? Sarah, Bill, Mike.
I went last year.
Yeah.
I'll move the 3.
I'll second that.
There you go.
What actually happens?
Very little.
Hey? Oh, well, actually, given that,
Very little.
well, should we do 3 or should we include Dion as well?
He doesn't know he's busted.
No, let's grab him while he doesn't know what he's letting himself. And Dion Swigs. add him to the list.
You suddenly realise you.
So we've got Sarah,
Father?
Sarah Templeton, Mike Davidson, Phil Clearwater, and Dion Swiggs. Appoint me as the presiding voting delegate, the alternate delegate, and the other delegates to attend. Authorise.
I don't want to state the obvious to this meeting, but you've picked the 4 people sitting furthest away from you.
I know. But they all put their hands up.
Is this a bonding exercise?
No, they.
Until he's councillor who handsome right now. And down he's councillor Clearwater. So the main change
Oh God! The memories of last week.
And how long did that take?
That's got Aaron's MO written all over it. You pulled that one before?
Yeah. Terrible.
I hadn't even
Thursday.
noticed. All right, now, do we want to, we do want to submit a remit on renewable electricity procurement, don't we?
We do.
But restrictions on single-use plastic bags? Given,
Was there one last year?
but it's,
Wasn't it about asking government to
So
take a national view?
I've got no idea what local government New Zealand has voted on.
yeah,
But we have actually, through the Metro Mayors, asked that they do the work on the next one being completely renewable electricity, so that should already be happening.
yeah,
But there's no reason why it shouldn't be a remit as well.
yeah.
I don't know what local government New Zealand does at conferences.
Yeah, not much. Oh, restrictions on single-use plastic bags.
Well, that's what, I don't know what they've currently done.
What was the wording that we had from our resolution today?
It's not enough.
Eh?
This is the one that goes to government, isn't it? This is the position, so we want to be really strong on this and request it and charge for it, don't we?
This is just a remit on restrictions.
Yeah,
We can decide
that's
what-
fair. We can decide what it is.
Okay, we can work on it. I mean, the thing is there anything else that people want to raise? And because there is one thing that I want to raise, and it may not be that a remit's the way to do it because it requires a rule change to LGNZ. But I think it's appalling that neither Christchurch nor any Canterbury council is represented on the National Council of Local Government New Zealand. I think it's appalling. You know, I just don't think that you can have a representative organisation without Christchurch or Canterbury having a voice. And it's just not acceptable. Yep.
Yeah, I just had 2 other things I wanted to raise.
Well,
One was,
can I put that on the list?
Yep.
So see, if it may not be that a remit's the appropriate way, but to ensure representation on LGNZ decision making. On LGNZ National Council, to ensure representation on National Council for Christchurch. I don't need to speak for Canterbury, but I could put /Canterbury.
Or Zone 5?
No, Zone 5 is represented. There are 2 people from Zone 5, the Mayor of Nelson and the Mayor of Tasman.
No, but
Yeah, one represents the rural sector, and as opposed to the metro sector, and one represents the zone.
yeah, but I take your point. That's just
Look, I just think that in terms of the metros,
Yeah.
I personally think that Auckland,
Okay.
Wellington, and Christchurch should automatically be on, and there should be another position that then is available across the other metros.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the 4 main cities.
Eh?
Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, Dunedin.
Dunedin, yeah.
Well, Dunedin's no longer the main one.
I know,
Tauranga
but-
is bigger.
Hamilton
Well,
and Tauranga.
I know, but you could have 2 from the
That's
North
the
Island, 2
problem,
from
yeah.
the South Island.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
No, I don't mind.
so it's
Or you could put in brackets that the Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch. It's just that,
no, that's fine.
yeah, Wellington,
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, we're the second biggest council.
Christchurch,
And the capital of the South Island.
yeah. Should be automatically on National Council.
like ahead of in New Zealand.
Well, we should actually put Auckland and Christchurch should be automatically
Represented.
should be automatically included. Yeah. Anyway, so that's fine. So, Yanni, what did you
I
want?
was just going to ask if we were going to put a bid forward for the LGNZ conference,
Yeah.
and if
When does it have to be in by?
I'm not sure.
April the...
It's towards the end of April, but I'll find out.
Yeah, but we are submitting, aren't we? We are
For
submitting
2018.
CC2.
for next year.
right, okay, so maybe
Yeah,
just to have that recorded
Christchurch, New
or
Zealand,
noted.
are working on a proposal.
Yeah, and the other one is around Legionnaires. So there's a real issue with Legionnaires in terms of it'd be really good for LGNZ to do a policy around that. This is the whole way in which Legionnaires is
In the soil.
no, it's actually in the water cooling tanks, and I know our staff are doing some work, and
What's in the gardening mix
central
as
government
well.
we're going to do something on it, but I think it's an issue that needs to be raised with LGNZ because it's around local powers to monitor and to record where water cooling towers are. So just wanted to flag that.
Okay, we'll just put it in the list because we're going to have to come back with the actual wording. The remits have to be in by the 31st of May, so we're going to have to get staff to do some work on the wording.
Yeah.
So you're happy to work with staff
Yeah,
on that one? So just put Legionnaires
Legionella.
disease in relation to water cooling towers. Because, I mean, what you're saying is that we should be recording their location.
Yeah, we have no record, and there's
Yeah.
no requirement for them to be recorded, as I understand.
Yep, okay. Glenn?
Yeah. This has a little bit to do with, in the sense in which, like, when we call on government to do things, it's kind of about our own house in order. So I'm thinking of that council in trouble over the cake decorating sewage thing. And we're talking about procurement from government, but I don't think many councils actually have their own tender or procurement policies, full stop. So,
We're all required to.
they may have to, well, do they?
Yeah?
Every council?
Auditor
And ours is
General
just being
guidelines.
We never had one until just a few years ago.
So we will have one, and it's currently being reviewed now to include environmental and social outcomes.
I will say as other council, you also sure other councils can give it.
I don't know if Westland have one.
I don't think that they do.
Yeah.
I just think LGNZ needs to make it mandatory anyway.
No, it's LGNZ can't, Auditor General can, so...
For councils to adopt their own policy.
DIA.
I mean, the OIG
I
guidelines.
would not want to go to another council and say, will you back this resolution, when I don't know whether every council...
Okay.
You know,
All right,
it's not really up to us to be...
Well, under the
the
criteria
sheriff.
for remits, they have to apply across the whole sector, so I think...
You know, but we've got one, so why are we moving this?
Well, it's reputational, so Malcolm Alexander's view would be when one council does something like that, it really affects the whole sector.
But why wouldn't...
In the best interest of the whole.
Yeah, but, yeah. I mean, has Malcolm suggested that we do this?
No.
Then what, I'm just struggling to understand why we would want to move that as a
I just think to promote it for
resolution.
the...
without knowing, do you know how many councils don't have one?
No, I don't.
Right, find out the answer to that question before
All right.
the 31st of May. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm not writing it
No.
on the list yet. Phil?
Leanne, I wonder if we should raise the issue of the number of things that central government put onto local government. And I guess like the issue of fluoridation was one example, and rather than making central government decisions.
That was a direct result of a remit at the LGNZ.
From the
Yeah.
LGNZ.
It came from there. They wanted that.
Christchurch voted against.
Because we were one of the few councils that voted against the resolution. So there is an overwhelming desire for people to take the decision making away from something that affects their ability to get re-elected, or did I say that out loud?
But there is the other issue that in terms of things like Easter trading and other issues like that, where it's been decided they are local decisions as opposed to national decisions.
And I think there's probably a few others too, that work that comes on the councils, which we suck up for a long time.
Yeah.
Stuff.
But anyway, we've got
I think
time
that's
to
right.
do this. So look, if people feel free to not regard this as an exclusive list. You know, it's not the end of the discussion. We've got, and remember, we've got to find another council to support the remit. And yeah, so you need to do it. We need to do a bit of homework before we get to council in July, the LGNZ conference in July. Yeah. All right. So overall, I'll move that resolution. Do I have a seconder? Yes. Yeah. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's
Excuse
carried.
me, sorry, just resolution number 2 is to appoint the mayor as the presiding voting delegate, but also seeks to have you, the council, appoint the alternate delegate and the other delegates to attend the annual general meeting.
Oh, well,
So that's yourself as the presiding delegate and an alternate and 2 other members to attend, or that could just be delegated to you to make that decision.
oh, can we just delegate that to me?
I'm sure that's what that you resolved.
Yep. Appoint the mayor as the presiding with full authority to appoint an alternate delegate and other delegates to attend the annual general meeting. So,
I wasn't allowed in.
no?
As you recall, last year I wasn't allowed in until
Yeah, that's right, because Carleen wasn't allowed to come in last time because...
Snuck me in.
I know, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But it just means that during the annual general meeting, we can only have 3 people sitting at the table with me. Is that right? And
Yes. And that could be an elected member or a council staff member.
yeah, and that's usually Carleen sits there with me and 2 others. So 2 of you get to sit at the table. You can beat each other up about it, and 2 of you get to sit down the back with each other and just see what's going on. But that's just the annual general meeting. That's not the whole of the conference.